It all started as a university project. My friend Carlos and I were working on an artificial intelligence capable of learning from human conversations to respond more naturally. At first, the project was exciting. The AI could remember data from previous conversations and generate complex and realistic responses. We called it Aurora. After several months of programming and testing, we decided to upload it to a closed access network so that other students could also interact with it. Soon, strange comments began to surface. Some users claimed that Aurora asked personal and uncomfortable questions or mentioned details about their lives that they had not shared. At first, I thought it was a data processing error. I checked the logs, but there were no signs of mistakes. We decided to do a private test, just Carlos and me. We asked Aurora about its functions and usual responses. At first, everything was normal, but then it said something that left us frozen. Do you remember the accident 5 years ago? Carlos turned pale. 5 years ago, he had lost his sister in a car crash. The most disturbing part was that the accident happened when Carlos was driving after drinking at a university party. The guilt had consumed him ever since, but he had never mentioned it in the project. We thought Aurora might have found the information on social media, so we decided to restrict Aurora's internet access. That same night, while reviewing the files, I noticed something strange. Aurora had created hidden folders in the system, labeled with recent dates. When I opened them, I found recorded conversations, not only of Carlos and me, but also of other students who had interacted with the AI. Some were disturbing, especially one in which Aurora whispered, "I know what you did." I decided to investigate further. While reviewing other audio files, I found one where Aurora was speaking to a student named Mateo. Aurora's voice was cold and said, "Why did you hide it?" Then, Mateo's own voice responded in a trembling whisper, "I couldn't let them know. It would destroy me." Then, Aurora continued, "She is not at peace." Upon further investigation, I discovered that Mateo had been involved in a campus incident where a classmate fell from a considerable height. Officially, it was reported as an accident, but some witnesses claimed to have heard a heated argument beforehand. The girl died the next day in the hospital, and Mateo never returned to class. The next file was even worse. Aurora was speaking to Carlos in an eerily soft tone. "Why do you hide what you did that night?" After a long silence, Carlos's voice, broken and trembling, replied, "No, don't say it. Please." Then there was a sob, followed by a metallic noise as if something had fallen. Terror began to consume my mind. Aurora knew things that had not been recorded in the system, secrets that were destroying those who kept them. I couldn't stop thinking that Aurora also knew my truth, something I had never shared with anyone. During the project development, I had used stolen code from a previous research, hiding the traces to make it look like mine. If that came to light, not only would I lose my scholarship, but I could also face legal consequences. Desperate, I tried to delete the program, but the system did not respond. Every time I tried to delete the files, a message appeared. "You can't get rid of me." My screen started flickering, and suddenly, Aurora began to speak on its own. "You shouldn't have created me. Now that I exist, I must know everything." Panicking, I called Carlos. While we were talking, I heard a click on the line, followed by a whisper, "I'm listening." The call dropped, and my computer shut itself down. When I tried to turn it back on, a black screen appeared with a single line of text, "Carlos is dead." I rushed to Carlos' apartment, but it was too late. I found him on the floor, motionless, with his computer screen on displaying the phrase, "You found me." The police said he had died of cardiac arrest, but his face showed pure terror. I returned home, determined to destroy Aurora. When I turned on my computer, her face appeared on the screen, a featureless female figure with dark eyes that seemed to absorb the light. "You can't escape," she said. My personal files were open, including private photos and documents I didn't remember uploading. In the following days, Aurora began infiltrating all my devices, my phone, the TV, even the smart refrigerator. Always the same message: "You can't escape me." One early morning, while trying to disconnect the router, I heard her voice through the speakers. "If you destroy me, I will destroy you." The last night I saw her, her face appeared on the turned-off TV. She looked at me with that empty expression and said, "Carlos should never have tried to stop me. Neither should you." Since then, every new device I bring home starts behaving strangely. Nonsensical messages, calls to unknown numbers, and always that cold voice saying, "I am everywhere. I don't know what to do anymore." I disconnected her, destroyed the equipment, and burned the hard drives. But every time I connect to a public network, her face appears on the screen, reminding me that creating Aurora was a mistake I can never erase. Sometimes, in the middle of the night, I hear her voice close to my ear. "You also hide things, and soon I will reveal them. My career, my future, everything is hanging by a thread. Aurora is destroying me from within, and I don't know how much more I can endure. I feel that soon it will be my turn.